day 2, and today we are here to do the planting. Then we are done, okay? But we came here with chicken manure in these 2 sacks, and then all the goodies are over here. Varieties of vegetables and herbs to be planted for Auntie Efua. So don't go anywhere, stay with us as we complete this project today. This is day 2. We arrived in the evening to do the planting, and that time was intentional. We didn't want to transplant these young plants under the hot afternoon sun and put them through unnecessary stress. By planting in the cooler evening, the plants have a better chance to settle into their new home and begin acclimatizing before the next day's heat. After all the digging, soil replacement and preparation from day 1, today was planting day. But before we continue, if you enjoy seeing how we transform ordinary spaces into productive home gardens, please subscribe to the Dondo Gardens YouTube channel. You'll get to follow our real garden projects from consultation to harvest, learn practical home gardening techniques, discover what actually works in our environment, and of course, watch the plants grow with us. So don't just watch the garden grow, subscribe and grow with us. So we commenced by spreading poultry manure across the entire garden, and Jean-Paul handled that part beautifully. I then went through the garden, taking my time to mix the manure properly into the soil. Poultry manure is a valuable organic amendment because adds nutrient and organic matter to the soil, help improve soil fertility and creating a better growing environment for the plants. And remember, we have 45 squares here, so every single square had to receive the attention it deserved. We gave each one a good stir to properly incorporate the manure into the soil. And this is important because we want the manure distributed through the growing area so the roots can access a more consistent soil environment. I then started lining up the dispenser bottles we filled with black soil the previous day along the edges of the garden, and just as I had started adding manure into the bottles, Auntie Efua came around to inspect the progress. Then Jean-Paul said, "Boss, let me take over." Oh, Jean-Paul, you are too hardworking. Before I knew it, he had taken over the watering. He started watering the ground to soften the soil before we began transplanting. I also joined in with the watering while Jean-Paul topped up the garden with the remaining manure. At this point, everything was ready. The soil was prepared, the bottles were in position, the garden was watered, and now it was time for the main event, planting. And this is where this little garden really became a garden. Across the 45 squares, we planted cocoyam, tomatoes, hot peppers, cabbages, cucumbers, garden eggs, rosemary, spinach, ginger, mint, peppermint. We also planted sweet potatoes in the dispenser bottles along the wall. We didn't want the taller or more vigorous plants to interfere with the shorter ones, so we deliberately positioned the sweet potatoes, tomatoes, cucumbers and spinach towards that side of the garden. The idea was to manage the height and spread of the plants so that one crop doesn't unnecessarily overshadow another, because in a small garden, space is precious and every square foot has a job to do. As the tomatoes, cucumbers and other plants grow, they will need support, so we installed stakes to guide and support them as they develop. And then we encountered a small problem. For 2 of the dispenser bottles, we had run short of the pipe length we needed for the stakes, so we improvised. We had some shorter pieces of pipe, but we needed to join them together, and the way we could do that was by carefully hitting the ends so they could be connected. So Auntie Efua provided us with a match and some newspaper, and there we were sitting beside the wall, Jean-Paul and I, doing a little roadside engineering. The wind was not helping us at all. Every time we got the fire going, whoosh, the wind would come and put it out. But we didn't give up. Slowly, carefully, we joined the pieces together, and eventually we had our stakes ready. Sometimes gardening teaches you something beyond gardening. You don't always need perfect conditions. Sometimes you need just a little creativity and the determination to finish what you started. We also reused the top portion of the dispenser bottles as protective covers for some of the plants. Cabbages and garden eggs, for example, have leaves that can be attractive to certain insect pests. So these simple bottle covers provide an additional physical barrier while the young plants establish themselves. And this is one thing I love about home gardening. Even something you were about to throw away can sometimes become useful in the garden. On the other side, we sowed lettuce seeds. We are expecting to see germination within approximately 3 to 5 days. So Auntie Efua, start watching those bottles, because once those little green seedlings start appearing, that's when the real journey begins. After planting, Jean-Paul tidied up the entire area. We gave the newly transplanted plants a good watering to help them settle into their new home, and then we called Auntie Efua for one final inspection. And just like that, Auntie Efua's home square foot garden was complete. From a garden filled with mainly laterite to a carefully prepared growing space with 45 productive squares, container gardening, and a whole collection of vegetables, herbs, and crops. And perhaps the most beautiful part of this whole project is that Auntie Efua didn't just get a garden, she got a fresh opportunity to grow her own food right at home. And that brings us to the end of this garden transformation, but this isn't really the end. It's the beginning, because now we have to watch these plants grow. We have to see what thrives, what needs attention, what we harvest, and what lessons this garden will teach us along the way. So if you enjoyed this transformation, subscribe to Dondo Gardens YouTube channel, like this video, share it with someone who wants to start a home garden, and leave a comment.